Hi there guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm doing a little bit of a repair job on Orwin. So what I have in front of me here, for those who know, is a door locking mechanism. And the reason I've got it is because the one on Orwin has been playing up. It's actually been playing up for quite a while, and ever since I got the car, to be fair, but it's always been manageable. But just recently it got to the point where I could not get in the car at all unless I opened the rear door, leaned in, pulled up the door pin and did the handle at the same time. I did manage to get it working, and it's been working, to be fair, for about the last 3 weeks or so. But then yesterday I couldn't get in the car again without going through the back door. So I thought, right, rather than just try to make do with a lock that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work, I'll just look through my pile of spares and see if I've got a spare one. I was sure I did. I did actually find a passenger door one last night, and I thought, well, that's no good. I need a driver's door one. So I had another search around in my garage today, and sure enough, here we go. I found one. So the problem is this little tiny spring just here. You can just see the end of it where my finger is, and it goes through down inside there. And basically what it does is spring that bit back and forth. See, when you lock and unlock the door, that mechanism springs, and it's supposed to return back like that with the force of the spring. But what's been happening is that's not been pulling back, that's been allowed to just flop around any way it wants. So when you pull the handle up, it's just not been releasing the door. So what's supposed to happen is you pull, it's a bit difficult to do this one-handed, but you pull the handle, that pushes up and it releases the lock. When the door's locked, it's in that position, so when you pull up the handle, it does nothing. See, it does nothing, it doesn't release the latch. When it's unlocked, which is that position, you pull up the handle and it releases the catch. That's how the lock works. But the problem is, because it's been kind of allowed to flop into that position, when you pull the handle up, it's not working all the time. Sometimes it will, because sometimes it'll stay in that position, but because it hasn't got that spring there to keep it in that position, it's a bit intermittent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this fitted on the car, and I'll show you how we do it. So I shall see you shortly. Right then guys, so I'll show you what the problem is with Orwin. So Orwin's actually got remote central locking, so I unlock the car. There we go, unlocked. Go to get in. It doesn't actually open. So what I have to do is open the back door, and then I can't really do it on video, but I have to put my hand around and I have to pull the lock up as I do with the handle. Oh, there you go, worked. And this is why I need to replace the door lock. So I get in the car, and now I can't get back out unless I pull it up, and then even then I can't, because look, it's just trying to, yeah, it's just, this is what I mean, this is the problem I've been having. Now if I've got both hands, I can pull that and I can pull the handle at the same time, and it will unlock. Now, as I say, it's been a bit intermittent, but it's just playing up again. So this is why I'm removing the door lock. So now I'm going to show you what we do to remove it. So the first thing we need to do is obviously get the panel off. So we unscrew that to give us access. We've then got this little plastic piece that goes around that, which just pulls off like that. We've then got the winder. Now the winders are known for being a bit of a pain because they've got a little clip down inside there, but I'm just going to show you how you do it. So then guys, so this is what I use, little hook, and you just get it round inside. I have actually got a better one than this, but this is the, I can't find the other one. It's still not 100% easy, but there you go. You get on the little metal clip, you just see it starting to unclip. It's not quite enough to get the handle off, so I'll just pull it a little bit more. Yeah, I've got another one that's got a better, there we go, it's come off. Don't know where it's gone, but I'll find it. Oh, there we go, it's in the footwell. It's a lot easier when you do it two-handed. I'm obviously holding my phone at the same time, and then that's it, the handle off. Take the handle surround off, and that's that off. So I'll just put that all together down here on the floor. Actually, so I don't lose the clip, sorry about the dodgy cam work, so I don't lose the clip, I actually put it back in the handle and I don't lose it. There's then just 2 screws there and there to take the handle off. The handle then goes round at an angle to unplug from that end, and then the door panel just pops off. It's a lot better to use proper door panel popper tools to pull the clips, although some of these will just clip dead easy anyway because the panel's been off a few times. But if it's first time your panel's been off, you might find it, yes, some are a bit stiffer, that's a bit stiffer, so I'll use my popper tool to avoid it damaging it. And then once the panel's off, I'll show you inside. Right guys, so the door panel is off, as you can see, and as you can see, this has obviously been accessed quite a few times over the years. I mean, I've been in here a few times myself, because it's obviously been taped up. It's been accessed a few times over the 40 years of his life. So just peel this back, and gives us full access. So you can see this one has got aftermarket central locking, so it's got this extra electronic solenoid, which is all part of the remote central locking. And there is the lock with the damaged broken spring. So I'm going to get this removed now, so I'll show you how you do it. So there's a screw there you have to undo. There's 2 screws on the end. You also have to get the linkage disconnected from the door handle, and from experience it's actually easier to remove the door handle to get that undone. It's just 2 10mm nuts there and there. It's easiest to use a ratchet spanner to get them undone. Nice and easy to get access with a ratchet spanner. There's also the guide for the electric for the window glass, I mean, and there's just 1 10mm bolt there that you have to undo. So much easier if you just remove that. You can actually just lift that rubber up out of the way, undo that, and then this actually drops out completely. You do have to remove that to be able to get the locking mechanism out. You also need to unclip this as well to be able to get this bar disconnected from the lock as well. So there's a few bits to disassemble. To get this off, there's like a little push tab. See that little tab down in there? You have to kind of push that in with a screwdriver so that then that can slide out. And as I say, you've got all these guides and rods that will need disconnecting, and then the lock mechanism will come out of the car. So yeah, door handle off, this bit off, get the screws undone, and get the old lock off. Right guys, so there we go. I've got the old door lock off. Now can you spot which is the old one and which is the new one? Not a lot between them, is there? They're identical. But this is what the problem was the old one. You see that? Now that can just flop around all over the place. This is what it's meant to be like. It's meant to have a spring that holds it in the position that it should be in. And it's that spring. It's a little light green one. You can just see it there, like a lime green colour. That's what holds it either locked, that's the locked position, that's the unlocked position, and that holds it in position. But on this one, that little spring goes broke, and that's why that can just flop around all over the place. And the problem is, it sometimes sits kind of between being locked and unlocked. So then when you pull the handle to unlock it, it won't open the door, and that's what the problem is. All because that one little green spring has snapped. So let's get the new one on, and we'll be cooking on gas. Right guys, so I was just in the process of fitting the new door lock, and then I realised something, that the actual rod that runs up to the door handle is a little bit longer on the one I'm trying to fit. So the only thing I can think of is because this one came off for a convertible, the door lock must be sat further down in the door, so hence it needs a longer rod up to the handle. So it's not a problem, just means I need to swap the rods over. So there's them little clips that you need to kind of ping off, and then it just kind of pings out. So it should be a fairly easy thing to do, but it just shows how different parts can be different. So there you go. So where you put them side by side, they look identical. It's just not quite. So you line them up there, you can see that there is a bit of a height difference, a bit of a length difference. So yeah, just going to pop them off and swap them over. Right guys, so I've got that swapped over, so it's actually very easy to do. All you literally do is just open up that little clamp a little bit, and that just slides out, and then you just slide the new one in and clip, done. So the next thing to bear in mind, if you're doing this job yourself, this rod which goes up to the plunger in the top of the door panel has to be located in this position like this. So you can see how it goes. I accidentally put it the wrong way around before, so it was coming over to the right, and then it ended up being at a silly angle when it was coming through. So I'm like, right, yeah, I've done it wrong. So I've just swapped it around, put it the correct way. This has to be attached to the locking mechanism before you put the locking mechanism in the car, because it's just so much easier. The other ones you can attach afterwards, but yeah. Right, let's get it in the car. Right then guys, the moment of truth. Unlock it. Oh, I can get in. How good's that? Only one thing I have had to do is just do a little bit of adjustment in the door lock. So you see the pin striker there, I had to loosen that off and just do a little bit of adjustment. I still need a little bit, so it doesn't always shut. You have to give it a little bit more force. So I'm going to keep just playing around with that a little bit and just get it adjusted spot on, and then the door should shut perfectly, and then I'll get it all put back together. Right guys, so I've had a little bit more of playing around with the striker pin, and it now works lovely. Hardly any effort. Oh, didn't push it quite hard enough. But yeah, lovely. Shuts perfectly. I've put it all back together. So dead easy to put it back together. Like I say, there's just 2 screws in there. The armrest just pushes in, but you have to have the armrest up at an angle, and then you push it in and then it angles down, you screw it on. Got the handle for the winder back on and all the pins pushed in, and that's it. So the tools I used, very easy really. There's just that for adjusting that if you need to adjust it, which is an 8mm Allen key. You might not need to adjust this if you do this job yourself, but little tiny differences in the different door locks meant I did have to adjust that, because as I said, the door wouldn't shut. You got your screwdriver bit. I've used this one, which is a number 3. It's the best one to use on the screws that hold the lock on itself. The little puller tool, like I say, absolutely ideal for doing the window winder. And then just a regular screwdriver and my little door panel release tool, 10mm ratchet spanner, a regular screwdriver just for pulling the little clips in there, and that's it. So you don't need any specialist tools. As I say, you don't need a ratchet spanner. You can use a normal 10mm, but it's just so much easier with a ratchet spanner. So there we go guys. There we go then guys, so that's that job done. All happy, it's working, perfect, spot on, I'm happy. So please stay tuned to the channel. I'm actually off work now for 10 days and the weather's supposed to be going to be nice. If it carries on like this, which it's supposed to be going to be doing, I'm going to get loads of jobs done. So there will be more videos. I'm actually going to try and get some work done on the Mark 1, finally get the wiring loom finished. One thing I want to do with the Mark 1 as well is I'm going to have a go at seeing if the problem with it running badly is actually a sticking injector or something like that. I have got a spare set of injectors which I can swap the injectors and try them, because I have been wondering if that might be an issue as well. So I'm going to have a play with the Mark 1. I'm actually going to see if I can get the convertible up and running, because that's not started for ages. I'm going to see if I can get that started and running. I'm also still doing bits on the twin top. If you've seen last few videos have been on the twin top. It is up for sale. I'm not asking a lot for it, 995. I'm asking for it. If anybody's interested, just send me a private message or message below one of the videos. The roof is working. I am gonna just try and make sure it's completely reliable. And what else? Any other jobs I managed to get done, I might see if I can get a bit done on the Vectra. We shall see. I'm also doing my garden in between as well. Look at all the logs where I've been cutting down my big laurel bush. I've been very busy. I've got lots to do while I'm off on holiday, but I'm going to try and have some downtime as well in between. But I'm going to try and get some car stuff done. So do stick around. Please do like the videos. Please do subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Try and get me to that magic 1,000 subs. Currently on 600. So thank you very much for everybody who has subscribed so far. It's much appreciated. It's taken many years to get to 600 subscribers. I'm hoping once I've got to that 1,000, it can keep building and building. I have got other ideas for the channel, other projects possibly in the pipeline. We shall see what happens. All right, guys. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you later.